firm just by looking at the results I wrote down from last time, that the grid positions are off the last race. Don't know what's going to happen after the third race. I assume they'll probably do the same thing, so you get a new grid position, so you earn your grid position. Unlike what a lot of race meetings do, they have the qualifying, and that's your grid position for the entire day. So UNZ official there, having a little chat to everybody. It's just like assembly, isn't it? Just like going back to school. It's a long time. Here we go, starting our bikes up. Under starters' orders. 4 across the grid. Different to what we had earlier in the day. Braden Stanchel there on pole position on number 284, but he's still trying to start his bike. But it looks like he's underway now. Finn Henstock there on the 199, Shaden Calks on 58 and 349, Brendan Ingram. That is the front row of the grid. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. 7 4 should be 28. A couple of those short, actually, but no, they're all 4s. My point is, 28 bikes on the grid. I have only 18 there listed on the screen at the moment. That's right, I've got more of the program, and this is the NRCD, Newman's RC Direct class, and already off to a reasonable start. We've got one tail end Charlie there that's come to a halt in the middle of the track. Something's been pointed out to them, but a good clean start getting towards the end of the day, or middle of the day. A good battle going on there between first and second. They run right to the end of the track. Shouldn't need to do this, but maybe they were just having games to each other. I'm sure the power is not substantial enough to drive them off to the end of the track, but it is all about winning and race tactics. And so we've got a tight bunch there of 2 bikes right out in the front, and that should be Connor Dunlop and Finn Henstock, but don't quote me on that. Go back to maybe a 20-metre gap to third position, and fourth position another 10 metres back, and then we've got them almost 5 wide going into turn 3 here at Manfeild for the 2017 New Zealand Secondary Schools MiniMoto Grand Prix. Exciting racing somewhere amongst that lot there, and lots of different outfits with a few leather jackets, a few sets of overalls. I see a couple of karting costumes there as well. When I say costumes, karting sets of overalls as well as some karting footwear as well. So no doubt there's a fair set of rules to deal with. Look at the speed of that 199 coming down that front straight. That is Finn Henstock there, and he takes the lead there with Braden Stanchel going into second place there. And on his own there in third is Jonty Cahill there. And then we go back to 4 bikes within 0.1 of a second. Shaden Calks, Sasha Drain, Thomas Brown and Brendan Ingram, all on the 37 mark, all in the 37s with about 0.2 of a second separating those 4 bikes. We've got someone out there, in fact somebody rolling their bike going into turn 1 there, and that'll be Jonty Cahill there. I recognise the blue bike. He was the only man. He was out there in third place on his own, so he wasn't amongst all the other bikes there. So something going wrong. The good thing about this class is he's okay. He's picked it up, and off the track we've got 2 on the outside of the track. Not sure what went on there. The white flag is out. This is the final lap there, and remember the last race, I was quite impressed by the bikes were a race or so ago were in the 122 bracket and have dropped 5 seconds down to the 117 mark. Well, these bikes were virtually identical in lap times in the last race with a 122.7. Be interesting to see what they dropped their lap times by, and was it just a fluke in the other class, or these? Somebody was saying it was the tyres hadn't been pumped up properly when they brought the bikes in. No, it's the 125, so 3 seconds slower in this lap, and that's Finn Henstock on bike number 199, who was second in the last race. Braden Stanchel goes through there in second, so the positions reversed from race 1 to race 2. Sasha Drain goes through and takes a third position, and the gap between third and fourth down to Shaden Calks was just 5/100ths of a second, so tight racing there. Brendan Ingram on the 349 machine is in 5th spot with Graham Kite, James Law, Tim Swainson rounding up the 6th, 7th and 8th spot. We go to bike number 34. Thomas Brown is just ahead of Tiger Honey there, and that is the top 10 in the NRCD Class A3 air-cooled standard, 73 to 84 kilograms. Matthew Colliver, Cohen Bly, Kaya Drinkwater, Julian E, Jack Walker, Luke Gray, Josiah Ross and Cameron Stevens are 11th to 18th. So who was the quick? Gisborne Boys High School. Is it Gisborne Boys High School? Gisborne Boys High School. Then we go to the Tararua College, and then we go to LHSC, which is... I don't have LHSC. No. Is it Lake Alice High School? No, I don't know.